Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordon Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. My name is Ben Tuine. Today I'm your co-host, I should say. Got my trusty colleague here, Jordon Comstock. What's up, Jordan?
Yo, dog. How's it going, man?
My wife has been thinking for many months now to steal that skeleton off of your little side-by-side in front of your house. She's like, Ben, you need to just take it. It'd be a really fun joke. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just steal the entire side-by-side with the skeleton in it.
Yeah, do it. For those of you who don't know, Ben and I are neighbors. Recently happened. We've been neighbors for about a year now. Best neighbor. And on my driveway, I have like a big go-kart side-by-side type thing. And for some reason, like during Halloween, my wife bought this like fake skeleton, and it just kind of gets passed around everywhere. And for a while, it was in the go-kart. Now it's on top of the fridge in my garage. So check that out when you pass by my house.
Now I know where to steal it.
Yeah, and now you know where to steal it. and if people aren't watching, we also have a video running, and Ben looks really nice and warm over there in the you're on an island somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, this is Hawaii.
You're in Hawaii.
Where my mom's from.
And
Hawaii with a beanie on.
With a beanie
on. You know, people actually do wear beanies and sweatshirts in Hawaii. It gets cold there. Cold there, like 74 degrees is cold.
74, yeah. It's like perfect.
No, kill for 74. It's like the perfect temperature for like year round.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah, absolutely. Which, by the way, we need to introduce you, Kiersten.
Yes.
We haven't mentioned your name yet. You know, Kiersten's on the podcast. Kiersten's from Benco Dental. She is in the practice coaching division or practice solutions division, and is a coach and a consultant in that division. And we've been working with Kiersten for, probably pushing 2 years now, right, Kiersten?
Yeah, which is nuts because time flies by when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know if you call work fun, but
we have fun here. Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby for sure, and it is.
I enjoy coming to the office. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, Kiersten, welcome to the show. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I've been really excited about this. You guys obviously not only have great energy, but I feel like you talk about some really great topics, and like people need to know about this, right?
Sure.
I go in offices every single day and I'm learning every single day, and I know doctors are not talking to other people all the time, right? So trying to just get the word out there about different topics is huge. So super excited about today.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Absolutely. And you know, Kiersten was interestingly involved in an accident, so it's always interesting to bring that up. You know, she's showing her hand there, and hopefully going through a really
Pop
good
on the video if you want to see it. It's really hot in case you're wondering.
Yeah, we were going to say that, but I'm glad you mentioned that, Kiersten.
You're welcome. Got you.
But Kiersten, walk us through your history. How did you get started in dentistry, and what sort of led you to what you're doing now with Benco?
So kind of like we talked about a little bit earlier, I think I've dipped my toe in almost every single aspect of dentistry other than being a dentist. Started out going to college. My dad was a dental sales rep actually, and he was like, Kiersten, this is the field you need to be in. And I'm like, all right, let's go in. So started being a dental assistant. I was a dental assistant for about 8 years. And during that time, I got asked to come teach at the University of Kentucky digital dentistry. That's kind of been always my like passion, background. Something that my dad always said is like, if you're not learning, you're not growing. So
Sure.
I see this piece of dental equipment that's sitting in the corner that my doctor has spent $50, $60, $70, $100,000 on, right?
A lot,
and I'm like, why are you using this? So that led me into the role of, hey, now I'm teaching dental students, I'm teaching residents, I'm teaching doctors, because then I start going out and doing contract training with companies on digital dentistry workflow. So it's kind of where I got like my coaching consulting part of it. And then decided I wanted to get into the sales part and did my toe. Because, it's like the grass is always greener on the other side, right? It's
Sure.
like
Yeah.
everybody in the dental office is like, oh, I want to be a sales rep. They make so much money. It's going to be so awesome. And then all the sales reps are like, oh, I want to be working in an office. I want to be a dentist. You know what I mean? Like I could
Sure.
totally do it. So I made my way as a territory rep for Benco Dental, which is who I work with now. A year after that, I got asked to take this role just based on my background, and my boss, KJ, shout out.
Yo, KJ.
Yes, if there's something that she wants, she goes and gets it. So it was like
Love it.
we met, our personalities and our vibe just matched, and she's like, I want you on the team. So ever since then, we have had like a fire hydrant to our face, but it's been really exciting because what the fun part is like getting to help people, right? I love
Sure.
getting to help people clinically, and now I'm getting to help people on the business side of it. And I'm telling you, we could talk for hours about everything that's going on in practices and like in the
Sure.
United States, all over. So that was a long story short. I worked in everything in dentistry, but I have now made it to the coaching and consulting part now.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
What's your favorite area? Like within your journey in dentistry so far, what's your favorite area of dentistry that you've most enjoyed working in?
I honestly, now I'm really starting to love like presenting to
Mhm.
people and
Cool.
like being out in front of the big stage and doing what I've seen people do so far, right? I never in my wildest dreams thought I would present at a national sales meeting for an almost billion-dollar company, right?
Mhm.
I did that 3 months after I got this position. I was like, all right, I'm ready.
Let's go.
So now we do Seattle Study Club presentations. We do things for regional meetings here. So it's like I've kind of got a little bit more of a taste of it. And that part to me is fun because I'm learning to be better, right? That's something that I want to continue to get good at because there's some good presenters and then there's some really bad presenters.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
feel like the content and the energy have to be there. And so for me, if it's not digital dentistry, like presenting has been really fun to just expand my knowledge and growth and experience on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very
Speaking's
cool.
fun. Presenting is I would relate. That's probably on the top things that I love about my career.
Yeah.
Is being able to speak and present and teach and train.
Same here,
Mhm.
especially when we do it together and make you do the haka.
Oh, dude. I haven't done that in a
What
while, but
is
we're-
that?
What?
It's
gotta
a war
know.
dance.
Ben, explain the haka for everyone in Kiersten as well.
So go to Google and put in Maori, Maori, Haka, Haka, and you'll see half naked men dancing. And although I've never been half naked when I do it with Jordon, in terms of being in front of that
You
kind
guys
of
are
stuff.
you guys are neighbors, so I don't really know what goes on.
Oh, how you explain that, Ben,
Oh,
made it
geez.
sound so
No.
bad.
It's a I know. Sorry,
It was so good.
children.
Though. Sorry, children.
But
This is
no,
for mature audiences only.
For mature audiences only.
it's basically a dance. Like it's a war dance where you're just yelling,
Yeah.
and you have a serious face, and the translation of those dances are designed to intimidate your opponent because they were war dances. That's what in New Zealand culture, two different tribes would stand on a battlefield and they would both do their dances, just to yell at each other. I'm gonna hurt you, whatever it is. And so it was sort of a way to psych out your opponent. So Jordon and I, whenever we go have speaking against events together, he always makes me do it in front of a crowd of 200-300.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool for Jordan.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna
No.
teach you to do it, so then he won't have to do it by himself.
I've literally that's my goal, is to learn it, but like I'm gonna, like, you're usually in your suit, Ben, and when I go up with you and we do it, I'm gonna just rip my shirt off and be in their little outfits while you're in your suit.
That is
To do
Well,
that,
we're gonna
or
do
maybe
it
we
on
do
the
it
sales
together.
floor at the Benco meeting here in a couple of months. We'll just yell.
If you don't, like,
We're gonna
I
disappoint
think
now,
a lot
Ben.
of people
we're-
are going to be upset because I'm telling everybody now
We're
in our
gonna do it.
company. Yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for sure. For sure. Maybe during happy hour.
Yeah. After we've had a couple drinks, right? I think some people might join in. We have
Yeah,
some
I'm sure they
really
will.
fun people here.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did it once. I think it was the Voices of Dentistry, the podcast event. And remember, Dr. Craig Spodak, he got so
Oh,
like
yeah.
pumped up for it, and he like grabbed me and threw me in the air like a little baby.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? It was pretty
I
scary.
do.
Yeah.
I have that recording. He texted it to me on Monday, on that Monday after the meeting. But anyway, getting back to the topic
Let's
here.
get back to the topic.
Oh, why?
We have fun.
Because you're more
Yeah.
interesting, Kiersten. So Jordan, I know you have questions. I do too. I've been hogging all the questions so far. So go ahead with yours that you want to ask.
Yeah, you're fine. Kiersten, you said you travel a lot, with a lot of the Benco reps, and you're in a lot of practices. One of my questions for you is, what are some of the biggest needs in dentistry that you see out there day to day when you're traveling?
Biggest needs, I feel like, since COVID, when a lot of people, A, weren't going to the dentist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And B, we lost a lot of people in dentistry, not only dentists who were like freaked out because they had to close their office and they're like, it's time for me to retire, but hygienists. Hygienists are 1 in a million right
Sure.
now. And so I feel like one of the biggest things is there's so many people who are coming back to the dentist now because
Sure.
they're like, okay, I haven't been to the dentist in 2 years. And usually people aren't going back to the dentist unless something's wrong, right? It's like, oh, I
Sure.
have a pain in my tooth. Well, now dentists are low on staff. They're just trying to make by with who they have.
Sure.
And their new patients can't come in for 7 months. And so it's like, what the heck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Because not only that, insurance, right? Reimbursements are going down for some companies. Yep. I know. I'm sure we've talked about it a lot. Nobody likes the I word.
Mm-mm.
What else is going on? The supplies is going up, inflation, right?
Sure.
So the cost of stuff is more. And not only that,
Probably faster than the consumer side of inflation.
absolutely. And so gas is starting to go up. And so staff who would maybe drive 30, 45 minutes are now like, I can find a job closer to me to where I don't have to spend that much on gas because my doctor doesn't want to give me a raise, or not that he doesn't want to, maybe he just hasn't explained that he can't, right? And I feel like a lot of times in offices, there's not a lot of communication. And it's kind of like any relationship, right? Especially when you're in an office, you're with 5 people, maybe. If it's a bigger practice, obviously it's gonna be a little bit more than that, but that's your family. And if you don't tell your family what's going on, and the front office and the back office have this like war, like it's an issue. And so really the biggest things I'm seeing right now are patients can't come in for 7 months. Doctors are freaking out because they can't give their staff raises. So staff retention is an issue, right? And I also feel like, what else? I feel like just educating their staff too, right? So making
So it's like
sure that
making sure you're training and coaching your team.
Absolutely. Investing in training in your team, because where did they learn how to process these claims or send out, right? Or where did they learn how to go through the AR report? Do they even know what they
Are
should
they
be
doing it
looking for?
correctly? Yeah.
Are they doing it correctly? I had a doctor tell me, "Oh, hey, my collections are 104%. We do one of our products called a revenue analysis consultation, and we find $500,000 of untapped revenue opportunity in your office." So
Wow.
it's also like education for the doctor side too. Like your
Sure.
collections may be high, but if you do not have the correct systems in place, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who is in the position, as long as you have a good system that's in place. It is like McDonald's, right? I can go get a Big Mac in Utah, in St. George or Salt Lake City or
Yeah.
Lehigh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can get one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I live, and it's going to be the same
The same.
because the systems are already in place. So, that's probably the two biggest things that I see right now
What
going on.
That's
go ahead,
Go ahead,
Ben.
Jordan.
Sorry.
No,
Oh,
go ahead.
me or
Go
you?
ahead.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
I'll go. I'm teasing. What have you seen are the solutions to some of those the problems that you're seeing out there?
So, solutions for not being able to see new patients in 7 months. So, there's a couple things that you could do. Let's look at what insurances we're on, right?
Sure.
Because if you're writing off 30% for this one insurance, why wouldn't you just drop that insurance, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't even
Excellent
see those patients. You are literally losing money on some
Oh,
insurances
sure.
by seeing those patients. So what we like to say sometimes is GFAD, right? Go find another dentist and
I'm gonna write that down.
write it down. This is
Bad.
I can't take credit for that. That's one of my coworkers, Rachel's sayings, but I
Oh,
am gonna
Rachel?
use it. Yes.
That's funny.
So one thing, look at the insurances that you're in, right? If you're writing off more for that insurance than, what you're making, maybe, we should look at dropping those. Second thing,
Sure.
getting an associate, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like if you have an associate that can start helping you doing those hygiene checks, and you can start focusing more on the restorative dentistry, because
Sure.
if the dentist doesn't have a handpiece in his hand, he's not making money,
Yeah.
right? I don't want him scanning patients. I don't want him constantly having to deal, with drama in the office. Just, I want him to be able to work, right?
Sure.
So if he can't see the patients because, let's say, he has 4 ops, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he only has one hygienist. It's like, how can he make it to all 3 of those ops?
It's
Plus,
hard to scale. Yeah.
see more patients, right?
Mm-hmm.
So looking for an associate and also trying to get another hygienist too. And I feel like the big thing with hiring is we want to hire quality,
Yeah.
not quantity. So start thinking about, like, what are your visions? What are your values for your practice? And let's start finding people who will actually implement that and show that to our patients, because if not, you can hire 1 million people, but your turnover is still going to be the same. You're still going to have the same issue.
Totally. I mean, I can relate to that. I mean, I've hired people throughout the years, and I've had to learn that making sure you have a clear vision of where your practice or your company is going, and then the core values. I don't think I could survive without having core values, meaning values that attract the right type of team members, for at least our team, but for practices out there. Because a lot of the times, at least in my past, especially starting a company from scratch, a lot of the times I had to hire out of desperation, and that's never a good time to hire, right? And I just hired anybody who's willing at the time, right? And it just caused more problems, right? This is years ago. But I couldn't agree more with those core values. Culture and building, quality people is so critical in any type of business, that often it gets overlooked, especially in dentistry. I talk to my mom all the time. She's an office manager, and she's constantly having problems with attracting and retaining employees, you know. And I told her to
That's a
read
big
it.
time problem.
It really is. And there's a book
Yeah.
out there that I would recommend. It's called Traction by
Oh,
Gino Wickman, and it talks about, you know, how to build these cultures, and then how to install basically an operating system within your practice that everyone's operating and communicating consistently, you know, to help it just run better. You know, will there be problems? Yeah. Will there always be problems? Yeah. But if you use a typical or the operating system that Traction talks about in the book, it helps you run a smoother business, right? So that I couldn't agree more with your comments there.
culture is
It's
huge.
so
And
important.
it's so funny because there's two sides of culture too. Like, do you want your employees to think or do you want your employees to not think? Which sounds
Mhm.
so bad to say, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But it's true. Like, A, they need to know that it's okay to make mistakes and
sure,
like it's how we move forward from those mistakes. And
absolutely.
I feel like it does start at the top, it starts with the leader and the owner. And so as long as we have these core values and visions and we can help express those to the people that we've hired, but we also let our staff, express their, wants and needs
Sure.
at the same time, I feel like communication, honestly, let's just put it out there. Communication is the number one thing for a relationship, and you have a relationship
Yeah,
with your staff.
totally. Well, and a lot of the times, you know, we're spending time with our team members and employees more than, you know, our families in some cases, right? So we have to have great communication. The reason why I love that book, Ben, I don't know if you read that book, either of you, Traction?
Traction. Oh yeah, I got it.
No.
It's right up there on my bookshelf. Yep.
Yeah,
By Wickman.
the reason why I love that book, because it installs a cadence of
Mhm.
communication in every department, right? And the meetings are called level 10 meetings, because you rate them
Mm-hmm.
from 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so like at least how it works here at Boom Cloud is we have leadership level 10 meetings weekly, and every one of our departments, so development and product, our customer success team, our sales team, our marketing team, our business development team, we have weekly meetings. We're communicating, and we have goals, you know, that we're trying to achieve in each of those departments as a team. And every week we meet and we discuss if we are on track to those goals and if there's any issues getting in our way, and to solve those issues. They have a mechanism, or not a mechanism, but a way to communicate. It's called IDS, which stands for identify, discuss, and solve the issue. So many times, especially in dental practices, you get people just complaining about the issues and not doing anything, taking ownership on about the issue and figuring out the solution. So that's why I love that book. So I just wanted to kind of
Yeah.
say
I
my
highly
2 cents
Everybody
on
recommend
that.
go read the
it.
book. I
Yeah.
gotta read the book
Just
now because
it's a
it's so
fantastic book.
relevant, you
It
Yeah.
know?
works. It works in business. I've tried to apply it in my marriage, but I often kind of get put back in my place. You know, I'm the guy that gets voluntold in my marriage.
I like
You
that.
voluntold.
That's funny, dude.
No, but Kiersten, you mentioned something that was interesting about the team. You know, this whole journey of hiring quality people, but it sounds like it doesn't end there, right? We have to continue to develop these people
Yeah.
over time. What are you seeing across the country, Kiersten, in terms of this whole concept of investing in the team? Are practices doing it? If not, why? What are you seeing?
I'm gonna say most practices are not because they don't want to pay for it, right?
Sure.
It's another expense. They don't see, sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And
Yeah.
so they they're just running on full force, right? Their practice is I just need to get somebody in there to help me, just in there. I just need an assistant, right? I just need an assistant. I just need a front office person. I don't care what their background is right now because we're struggling to find people that want to work. That's just going on across the nation.
Mhm.
And really, if you can, one-on-ones are huge. I think it's good. I also think monthly huddles are good, or if you like to do weekly huddles too,
Yeah.
just like Jordan was talking about. And
Yeah.
finding out, what is your staff interested in learning that can help them in the office? Because when I'm having conversations a lot of times with office managers on like solutions that we can help them out with, they're like, we want to be good. We want to be better at this and learn. But a lot of times they don't speak that to other people. It's just like confidently with me on the phone because it's like, oh, hey, I heard you have this. Can you please give me some tips so we can talk to the doctor and try to get him to move forward? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, let's do it. But, you know, really seeing what your team is interested in, but also like identifying those inefficiencies in the office.
Yeah. Like do a SWOT analysis.
Yeah, exactly. And then start from the top. And it's like, all right, so our recall system is showing that we have $220,000 in untapped revenue, right? So let's get the team together. Let me get an expert in here. And we want to make sure everybody's calibrated on it, because if Susie's gone, I want Sally to be able to come in and be able to take out, follow her and to get that going. So, even the best players like Michael Jordan, he had a coach, right? It's so important to have that outside objective perspective to where, see what's going on. You may think everything's going good, and then I come in and I'm like, what the heck? What is going on here? Right? There's nothing wrong with having somebody help you be more efficient, effective, and profitable, because that's what the world needs right now, right? They're like, I
Oh,
need to
especially
make
right now.
more money. So you got to invest in that. And if there's CE courses that your staff wants to go to, right? Let's make it a fun trip, or let's make it like production goals. Like if you hit these production goals, we'll go
Ooh, I
here.
like that. Yeah.
Right. And then have a couple courses that are there. I mean, they may not want to, learn while they're partying, but if you can kind of make it, fun for them and like an incentive too.
Sure.
Or, hey, if you do 3 CEs a year, you'll get this bonus. Like incentivize them, make them
I think
want
that's
to
good.
learn. I feel like what offices should be doing, because I can't tell you how many embezzlement cases we have been brought up doing these practice analysis,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I call and I'm like, hey, talking to the front office girl, I'm like, okay, I need to pull reports from practice management software. Your doctor wants to do a practice analysis. They're like, let me talk to him and make sure, right? There's always that something. And then I had one doctor who was like, oh, well, my office manager says it's easier for her to go in and she will
hide the numbers and
you'll see a lot of deleted transactions, but she says it's faster for her to do that and then put in the check when she gets it. And my accountant says everything's lined up, but then we find $40,000 that has been embezzled, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So not only do I want my staff educated,
That goes to a cult. That goes back to culture.
yeah, but I also want my doctor educated too. I don't want him to rely, or he or she, I'm so sorry. I don't want them to rely on their staff for everything. I want them to occasionally be going in quarterly, checking in on those adjustment reports. I want them to be looking at their collections, their insurance, know what they should be looking for, because people get creative.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
very,
as
very
a
creative
practice owner, those are some critical functions that need to be understood, by the practice owner, so they can catch any type of issues or, hopefully not embezzlement, but it sounds like that's a pretty common issue.
Big issue.
It's a big issue. We've interviewed some people in the past on that, and it's surprisingly a large issue. So
it's huge. And I mean, I didn't really know how prevalent it was until I got into the spot. And it's like you hear it over and over, even if it's just a small, even if it's $10,000, right?
Yeah.
Like they're still stealing money from you.
It's still theft, right? The interesting thing is at Boom Cloud, we actually a practice. Well, I won't say who, obviously. We were working
Tell
with
me, I'm just
we,
kidding.
we were working with a practice, and they had an existing membership plan, and they switched over to our technology, and they're like, we want to manage it better and everything. And come to find out, before, when the practice was managing the membership program manually, that's where one of their team members was embezzling the money, because the patients would come in and give them a check or some cash, and they would just kind of pocket it. It wasn't until the practice started using our technology, where we track everything and it goes straight to the doctor's bank account, or the practice's bank account, um, is when he started, seeing more revenue was hitting his bank account, because of it was hard to embezzle when you're utilizing a system like Boom Clouds, right? And he had called me up because I think he must have done a practice analysis, and saw that the year before, or 2 years before, that one of his staff members was embezzling, and he caught this person, and obviously fired. And I don't know what they ended up doing, but um he called me up, and he's like, hey, it was, because we had this right system in place with Boom Cloud, we were able to
Mhm.
catch this from the previous year. I'm like, yeah, well, that's why you want a good system, because if your systems are weak and people can get into your bank accounts or take money from you, like, that's what you need to try to prevent. And also, you need to understand these types of systems in your business, so you can make sure they're
Yeah.
locked down, and you're accounting for everything. So it was kind of interesting seeing that happen. But
I mean, it's hard running a business. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if it is, an insurance credentialing and negotiations business, or an in-house membership business, or a dental office. Like, it it literally doesn't matter. Or a McDonald's, right?
Mhm.
Like, there's still principles and basics that, like, you should have covered. And then they know dentistry, right? I'm not trying to tell them how to fill a crown or be faster on all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
No, like, it's really the people side of it and the business side of it that is so foreign to a decent amount of offices, because they weren't taught that in dental school. I
yeah,
think that's the number one issue.
yeah.
Like, why
It
is
really
business
is,
not taught in dental school?
like
Like,
business
do they don't
101.
have,
Yeah,
yeah, they don't have a course. Like, how do I read a P&L, right?
yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a really important skill set to learn. And if maybe you're a student listening, there's a lot of resources outside of dental school. Hopefully your dental school has some type of course. I know there's some that are trying to do it, but I don't know how well of a good, if they're doing a good job with it. But there's a lot of different courses online that you could take, from like master class courses to there's several platforms that you can subscribe to and get like business courses, like learning how to read a profit and loss statement and cash flow statements and things like that, right? So I think it's really important to understand that, especially if your plan is to go start a new dental practice or go buy one, right? Because then
Hmm.
you may inherit existing problems that you at least need to be able to identify if you buy a existing practice. So
Absolutely.
I'm trying to
Exactly.
think of this
So,
other. There's a course website that goes over like business tactics. There's like Udemy. I think it's Udemy. I don't know how to say it. And then
UDEMI, is it
M
that?
MY. Yeah, I think that's how you spell it. Don't
We're
quote me on how you
quoting
spell
you on it.
it. And then there's a masterclass is a good one. And then I have another one that we subscribe to for some of my leadership team, but I can't remember the name of it. Hopefully, if I remember, I'll put it in the show notes. But anyways, there's a lot of resources out there, whether you're, a student or you own a practice. There's a lot of resources out there that you could learn from. And I know some of it may be boring, but it's so necessary to learn, these topics that we're talking about today. So go ahead, Ben. I
For
know I
sure.
think I
no,
cut
no,
you
you're
off.
good. You're good. I think we're close to wrapping up, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, Kiersten, about the revenue analysis consultation that you focus on right now. Can you speak to our listeners on what that involves?
Yeah, for sure. So our revenue analysis consultation is designed to find untapped revenue opportunities in your
Ooh,
office, right?
yeah, that's cool.
Because to CA all your KPIs, how you are within those national averages, and know what those top metrics you should be tracking in your office, right? So we go over those. We do a fee analysis. So we look if you're misusing or underutilizing any codes, because as we know, the codes are changing all the time,
Oh, man.
right? And our staff, too, if they're not up to date on it, or there's so much that goes on in that. But then also we use the National Dental Advisory Service, which is the gold standard for fees, right? I don't want you going out and getting some free fee schedule from somebody, because usually that's only 25% of the market because they're using just their data, right? So we're using national data. We're going in, seeing how your fees compare to your competitors around you, because you can't go to your neighbor and ask them how much they're charging for that pro fee, because that's called collusion, in case anybody needs a reminder on that. I know it happens, but just a little shout out there. But then we're going in and we're looking at those systems. We're taking a deep dive into it. Like, how is your hygiene efficiency levels, right? If there's one thing that you should be looking at, is hygiene. There's so much money in hygiene that I see in every single office that we work in. And if you just want to work on one thing, it should be that, honestly. So we're looking at, like I said, all those KPIs, those systems. We're doing a deep dive review, and then we give you a list of action items, and we're going to prioritize them and help you work through every single thing on there. So it's not like, oh, hey, we identify this and have fun. We'll call you in, 4 to 6 weeks. It's, we're identifying, and then we coach you through every single action so that you can be successful with it. And we've been helping offices increase their revenue by 38%. So that's why last year was our best year ever, because that was all of a sudden, with inflation, a huge need for offices. And I don't care if you're the biggest of the big office that is doing, 3 doctors, 9 million, one office, right? We found them 3.1 million. Or if you're a small office, right, who's only producing 450,000, we found an office in Houston, Texas, 307,000 that only produced 457,000. So like,
it's just a small yacht,
it's small, but the thing is like, we're routinely
go buy a yacht
finding,
with that.
yeah, exactly. It's pocket cash, right? Like,
no, that's amazing. That's so
routinely
cool.
finding large amounts of revenue opportunities, and it's just because you're not taking the time to go through every single thing. So if you can work with an expert who can show you in an hour, and then, like I said, the doctor just needs to know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Let us take care of your staff and your systems and get those in place. And then after that, we're smooth sailing.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. We've had, of course,
that's cool.
Between Benco and us, we have had a lot of clients that come through us from Benco that had that revenue analysis consultation. When I look at the data, I'm like, holy smokes, for what they paid, it is totally worth it in terms of nuggets and low-hanging fruit and all this other stuff that could benefit.
And there's a money back guarantee for a year.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely no risk. Like, we want to help all of the offices out there, right? It's a need that's going on. That's the solution that we have. I know there's, other people out here that kind of do something like it, but it's, we're really digging deep. You have the money back guarantee for a full year, and we don't just identify. We're going to successfully get you to where you want to be. So it's basically customizable coaching. It's not like, hey, let's go in. I think you should do $30,000 worth of coaching. You should pay me, we can break it up over 3 months. No, like, I want to see what's actually going on before I'm like, okay, this is what we should do.
That's awesome.
Kind of call it our gateway drug.
Yeah, I need to
whatever.
I'd love to figure out how to put that in our software so our users, could utilize that type of analysis. I think that's really cool. So maybe you can send me some information.
That is something we should talk about that. Yeah.
Where go ahead. I'm sure you're asking.
We're asking the same question.
You go. You have a prettier voice.
No, not at all.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, thank you. So how do you get one of these, Kiersten? If I wanted a RAC, revenue analysis consultation,
Reach out to either your friendly Benco dental rep, or you can email practicecoaching@benco.com. We do discovery calls too. So if you just want to hear more about it and get some information, you can schedule a discovery call. We do not charge for that at all. So practicecoaching@benco.com, or reach out to one of your friendly Benco reps and tell them you're interested in a revenue analysis consultation.
That's
Easy.
awesome. Totally
That's
worth
fantastic.
it. From an expert. Well, I've been called an expert on insurance things. I guess I can't call myself an expert.
Are you allowed to
Oh,
call
all right,
yourself?
all right.
How to say it?
Okay, let me say it. Okay, from the expert. All right, now Ben, you can go.
Thank you. I highly recommend it. I've found tremendous value for our clients that have done a revenue analysis consultation, even things that I'm helping them pursue a lot of the action items that are in those things. And it's totally worth it in terms of an investment.
Right on.
Kiersten,
love it.
Absolutely.
you've been amazing. And thank you so much for you've been with us for almost an hour now and on the podcast for
Way
over 30
too
minutes.
much time. I'm just
No,
kidding.
you're good.
No, this has
We
been
can talk
awesome.
about this all day long.
Yeah.
It is like a never ending thing. There's so many subjects that we could possibly talk about. I mean, you just get me going and I'll go down some
You'll go.
rabbit hole, and then we'll come back
Sweet.
up and we'll go somewhere else.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for your time today, and to our listeners. Of course, if you like this, what do they say, Jordan? Smash the like button or something, that we
Sure.
kind of get our listeners to like our
Yeah.
videos and share them with your colleagues. And
Yeah, do that.
of course, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or whatever platform that you
Just
use.
whatever. Just do whatever.
Yeah, do whatever. Do
Just
whatever.
like it all, okay?
Yeah.
And
You don't
watch
do
it.
it.
Share, whatever.
You don't do it. I'm gonna hurt you. No, I'm just kidding.
Threaten them.
So, folks, that's our podcast for today. And as I mentioned during the last episode, we are doing this insurance nuggets theme for 2023. If you have an office manager, team member, or somebody within a practice that has a specific insurance tip, submit it to us, either to Jordan or myself, and we'll vet it out. And if it's something that we feel might benefit the community, we'll pay you. We'll pay office managers and insurance coordinators to share that information on our podcast with listeners.
Do you have a nugget to share today with everybody?
Don't go in network with insurance.
Today, you actually gave it. What you shared in terms of when you're busy, when you're booked out 7 months, you're in high demand. So you don't need to be in network with a lot of the PPOs that you're on. You need to thin out that schedule, right?
Yeah.
Because you're losing opportunities for new patients.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Right?
big deal.
A lot of those patients aren't going to schedule with you. They're not going to book out. Not everybody's going to be willing to wait that long, right?
Yeah.
Especially if they have an
An
urgent
issue.
restorative need.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the biggest nugget for today that you shared, Kiersten. Well, a lot of things that you shared, but that was a highlight for me, is that since I'm in the world of insurance or fighting insurance, is dropping insurance when
Yeah.
you're that busy is today's tip. So thank
Oh,
you, Kiersten.
yay!
Awesome.
Okay, well, thank you. I do appreciate you guys letting me be on. Really happy to help anybody. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kiersten and Jordan, and our listeners. Have a great day.
Thank you.